Shalom Yasharallah. I want to start off by giving all praise and honors and glories to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone who taught us this 100% truth according to the spirits that be, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect that they're pushing this word to the full corner of sincerity. And peace and blessing to the hopeful believers out there, man. Till I say shalom, man. I'm not going to do too much talking. I'm just going to start the video from the top. And we're going to play it, man. I'm going to mute myself. Then I'm going to come back on, but I'm going to mute myself and just listen, really just off the title. You know what I'm saying? You know, just off the title. You already know what it's going into.
Today we talk central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Are they evil? The final step into the brave new world, Orwellian Great Reset dystopia that we seem to be heading inevitably, inextricably towards? Or are they the on-ramp, or as we British call it, the slip road to the Bitcoin motorway? And the answer is both. The big issue with CBDCs is that the money is programmable. That means that the issuer can build certain rules into it. If I have a £10 note in my hand, I'm free to do pretty much what I like with it. I can put the money towards buying a house, I can give it to a beggar, I can buy booze and fags with it, or I can go to some shady part of town and buy weed. What's more, if I want to keep what I spend that money unto myself, if I want privacy in other words, I can have it. Cash grants its user with freedom. It grants its user with power. Freedom is a power. When you start using banks, you lose a certain amount of that freedom. In exchange for that loss of freedom, you get convenience. You can now safely store, receive, and send over distance large amounts of money. On the other hand, the bank sets the terms of the relationship, and it knows exactly how much money you've spent and received, and exactly what it was spent on and who it was received from. You lose your privacy, in other words. Any large sums, the bank will usually question. It can limit how much you send in a day, and in some cases prevent you sending and receiving money altogether to and from Bitcoin exchanges, for example. Programmable money, CBDCs, means that you, the user, have even less control over your money. Pretty much anything can be coded into a CBDC. China is looking at expiry dates in its CBDCs, for example. You have to spend the money by a certain time or it expires. Perhaps there's a national crisis which requires, according to the central planners, a boost of consumer spending. So an expiry gets implemented. Harsh on those who would rather save, but this is a national crisis. Money velocity can be manipulated by changing expiry dates. It could be arranged that the money won't work in certain retailers or on certain products or in certain jurisdictions. Every transaction ever made will be visible to and traceable by the all-seeing government, and should Big Brother choose to watch, he will see all. It's likely that in some jurisdictions, other bodies will have direct access to your wallet for the removal of taxes, for example. Imagine the headache you'll have retrieving money that's yours when the wrong amount was removed without your permission. Different rates of interest can be granted to different users. Perhaps you're wealthy, and in the same way that you're in the higher tax threshold, you might get put in the negative interest rate threshold. Or, even worse, monetary policy can actually be linked to your social rating as well as your credit rating. If a user has a high social credit score, if they do and say the right things, in other words, they might qualify for a more generous interest rate, or they might receive higher levels of UBI. And in the same way that the US freezes enemies, Iran or North Korea, for example, out of the international financial system through a process known as dollar weaponization, so will the same possibility exist for enemies of the state at home. I'm not saying this will happen, but I'm saying that programmable money opens up the possibility. A government can pre-program the types of loans banks can give out. Perhaps it will be coded that loans can only be made on a certain type of eco-house or something, on a certain type of business. As you can see, all sorts of scope is opened up for Orwellian levels of economic intervention in the economy. Money, like taxes are today, will be used to control and shape behaviour. And in exchange for getting its CBDC over the line, a government might promise that this or that intervention will never happen. But promises get broken, different governments get elected, and at times of crisis, such as a global pandemic, all of the rules go out of the window. You can't, however, uninvent a technology. Once it's there, it gets used. CBDCs are inevitable. 9 in 10 central banks are already working on CBDCs. They're coming. It's a question of when, not if. Benevolent governments with respect for freedom will take a more laissez-faire approach. The authoritarians will use CBDCs as a means to implement their designs. And there will be unintended consequences galore, loopholes galore. There always are. Who knows what the counterfeiters will make of it all? Bitcoin fixes many things, and perhaps it fixes this great reset as well, because crypto provides alternatives. Those alternatives mean competition, and that competition should keep CBDCs that suffer from overreach and mission creep in check. What's more, once ordinary consumers start getting the hang of central bank digital wallets, the use of wallets and peer-to-peer money will be normalised. And right there is your slit road, your on-ramp into Bitcoin. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll be back.
Boy, man, as you see, man, Esau once again. As you see, man, I'm gonna just really paraphrase the scripture, quote the scriptures as it says, man. He spake as a dragon, man. Spake as a dragon. Spake as a dragon going to mean a draconian, you know what I'm saying? Spake as more authority, more control over the people. Because, Esau Edom, he has that godlike complex, as you heard him say. The all-seeing God. He wants to have tabs on everybody. He wants to be able to see everything. He wants to be at all places at all times. He has a godlike complex. You know, it says Esau sits his nest above the stars. He wants to be like the Most High. Esau Edom, he's trying to be Yahweh by Shah, but doing it in his own carnal way. As scripture say, man, he's trying to get his birthright in his own carnal way, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, with, what is it called? Using biometrics and stuff. And we know it is this all roads lead to the chip, man. The jab, that digital central bank, digital currency. You know what I'm saying? All that leads to the chip, because the chip, known as the mark of the beast, that's gonna have digital currency on it. It's not gonna have a form of paper cash currency. The currency is gonna be digital. It's gonna be computerized currency, man. It's gonna be on the chip. You got Wallet More, all these companies, you know what I'm saying, coming out with the chips. Then these banks, he said 9 out of 10 are looking to are already planning on switching to digital currency. Just when, you know what I'm saying? When are they going to switch to digital currency? And that all is according to Yahweh Bashal Shop, man. When it's time, then the devil's going to fully extend his plan even more when it's time. Because we know the devil's coming down with great wrath, knowing that he has but a short time. You see what he said, man? He said when the COVID hit, when Esau Edom, when he put out this Crown Vic virus, right? This gave him a chance to initiate more control, more authority over things, man, and to bring forth his agenda even more. That's why he created this Crown Vic virus. That's why he put it out there. So he could bring forth his new world order, his free enterprise, man. But literally know Yahweh Shah is planning this all on he's using this devil on his left-hand side to play the role in the movie being a wicked and to bring forth his new world order so Yahweh Shah could throw it down, as it says in Malachi, man. They should return to build the desolate places, but I shall throw down. You know what I'm saying? And it's more scriptures that say how, what is called, he's going to destroy the pride, man. He's going to bring that to a low. He's going to abase Esau Edom. If I could say, would you say that you're a God to him that killeth you or slayeth you, roughly paraphrasing? Exactly, man, because Yahweh Shah, he's going to destroy this place, man. He's going to bring it to naught. He's going to bring Esau Edom to his knees, man. And we're living in those times, man. As you see, this devil is ready to push his chip. He's getting everything he's doing is moving towards him pushing forth his chip, man. Because that chip, that's like the pretty much the beginning stages of his new world order. Because if you don't take the chip, you're not in the world no more. You're not part of the beast system. But if you take the chip, you're part of the beast system. Then he said, it's going to be consequences for those who don't want to, take the chip. Pretty much, they don't want to be partakers of their new world order. What scriptures say, man, he that don't worship the beast shall be killed. So there's going to be consequences, man. But we know according to scriptures that the elect is going to get delivered from those things. Some will be martyrs, but they're going to get delivered from that second death, man. And the elect is not taking the chip pursuant to Revelation 3 and 10. What is called the hour of temptation. He kept the words, the ones that kept the word in my presence. I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Roughly paraphrasing it, man. Below, this is edifying through the spirits of Yahweh by Shah, man. As you see, digital currency is coming. Like he said, it's not if it's coming, it's when. And only Yahweh by Shah. Well, Yahweh Shah knows when the chip is coming. He just doesn't know when he will return. But to y'all, say shalom, man.